Good morning, Bachman Middle School. Today is Tuesday, September 12th, 2023. It is a B-Day, and I'm Mrs. Castle with today's Tiger Talk. I'm coming to you today from the back of a squad car because Officer Pete is here, and we're going to talk about pedestrian safety. Woohoo! It has always been a dream of mine to drive a cop car. So I'm here with Officer Pete and your resource officer. And Officer Pete, what does it mean to be a pedestrian?
You're a pedestrian basically anytime you're on a public property or on a street or a sidewalk and you're walking. So anytime you're not in a car or on a motorcycle or something like that.
If you remember, our word of the week is emphasize. So Officer Pete is going to more clearly define some road safety tips for pedestrians.
It's important to remember that when you are a pedestrian to wear bright clothing, reflective gear, make sure you have a light if it's at night, plan safe routes that have less traffic with slower speeds, obey pedestrian crossing signs or signals, walk on sidewalks. If not there, walk as far to the left facing traffic. One of the more important things to do is look left, right, and back left again before crossing into traffic or a driveway.
Thank you, Officer Pete. If you're looking for more information on how to prevent pedestrian crashes, check out the resource that I posted on the Student and Staff Announcements page. There's even information about the most common crash types between pedestrians and cars. Important stuff.
Can I try driving?
No.
What about the light?
Nope, absolutely not.
That's fair.
And now, the return of Math Tip Tuesday with Miss Wilson.
Hey, it's Miss Wilson back with another Math Tip Tuesday and a friendly reminder that you are in fact a math person.
Read my equations. There is no such thing as being bad at math. Hey guys, I'm Trace and this is D News. Math is one of those subjects where many people feel that they either understand it or they don't. Like there's some sort of genetic predeterminant of mathematical intelligence, where there's not. And there are a ton of scientific studies to support it. The problem is the phrase, I'm not a math person. That is not real. I'm telling you right now, stop saying it. You're actually hurting yourself by doing so. Firstly, many people dislike math. It's hard. They dislike it a lot, but it's mainly because we're doing it wrong. Math is not genetic. It is not the bane of creativity. You can't be one or the other. Painters use it to create curves and depth. Sculptors use it so their art doesn't collapse under its own weight. Shall I go on? If you take one thing away from this video, I'd like it to be there is no such thing as a math person. Writing was developed around 5,000 years ago with the Sumerians, who also devised a way to write mathematics. Math, like music, is kind of like another language. People in Spanish class who come from a home where Spanish is spoken are going to be better from day one. Math is exactly the same. My dad made me calculate the tip, 10%, half that, add them together, 15%. Thanks to this simple emphasis on math at home, I was slightly better than some at math in my classes, but only slightly. And just like with music and spoken language, learning math younger will help, but that doesn't mean you can't learn it when you're older too. Math is the same as running or yoga or baseball. The first day is hard, but no matter how old you are, every time you work with it, you'll get more comfortable and over time become a master. If you think math is a language, then 1, our brain looks like it was made to work with numbers, and 2, researchers at the University of Kentucky showed learning a second language delays aging and keeps the brain agile. People who are bilingual can switch between tasks more quickly, solve problems more rapidly, and had decreased brain decay as they aged. And as if that weren't enough, NYU professor Clancy Blair told Quartz Magazine Online, simply being exposed to math makes students smarter. Math improves functioning of the prefrontal cortex, a part of the brain associated with the process of so-called executive functioning, which, if you don't know what that is, the National Center for Learning Disabilities describes it as the ability to plan, organize, strategize, pay attention to and remember details, and manage time and space. Sounds like skills that you want, right? In many countries, like Japan, for example, students go to school 2 months more per year than we do. This doesn't show genetically that certain groups are better at math, but simply that because of their longer school year, some students have more exposure to math. So please, stop saying I am not a math person, because that is just silly. Everyone's brain is built for math, but just like sports or language or music, you gotta practice. Start by mentally calculating the tip. Over time, you will get better.
Well, that's all for today. Well, I didn't get to drive a police car. I did Photoshop myself driving a police car. Have a good one, and go get 'em, Tigers.